Rodeo Sport. It's a two-wheel drive. What I'm doing here is I'm working on the fuel tank, and I've, I've already done the work. I'm just trying to show how I did it. Now I've got the fuel tank set on ramps here, okay? I've got a jack in the middle that's holding it up right now, and I've got it sitting on jack stands, okay? And so at about this level right here, you can get it to this level and disconnect everything off of it. Now these fuel lines clip into these little clips, and let me show this little guy up here. To take these fuel lines off, you just squeeze them on the outside. You squeeze them and you push it in a little bit like this. You push it in with it squeezed and then pull it off. It pops right off. Very easy. Alright, so I'll get these lines out of the way. This plug here has the fuel pump and the fuel level sending unit wires in it, and it has like a little clip on there. You just slide that little clip back and push the button and it pops off. And I'm not going to take it off, but I just put a new fuel pump assembly in there, and there's nothing wrong with the fuel pump. I did this about almost 4 years ago. The fuel level gauge is damaged and not working properly, and on these particular cars the fuel level gauge goes to the powertrain control module, and then the powertrain control module sends a signal to the gauge panel, the fuel level gauge. So that's how it works on this particular vehicle. It's a little difficult to diagnose without dropping the tank, so here we are. There's not much else to disconnect. This is just an overpressure valve here, so if it gets too high pressure it releases into the atmosphere. It's got a vent line, and then this is the fuel neck right here. So I had to put a new vent line. The vent line was stuck really bad. I had to cut it to get it off. And that's the fuel neck tube there. So as I dropped it down just enough to access this stuff, I was able to get the fill line and the fuel tube off, and then lower it the rest of the way. Now as I raise this, I'm going to put this wire back in this loom here, and then I'll need to clip these two little guys in place. As far as the fuel filter assembly, or fuel pump assembly is concerned, it's not very hard to get it off. To get it back on, there's quite a bit of tension on there, and I used a tool to turn it with that made it work very easy, and I'll show you what it looks like. I don't remember what the part number is for it, but I just know that it's one that I got for a Volvo S60, and I've been using it on whatever I can use it on. So let me show you what it looks like. Alright, so this is the tool that I used to turn that little collar up there on the fuel tank. So this is what it looks like from the back. I did not remove the drive shaft or anything else. The fuel tank has several bolts in it. There's one here, there's one there, there's a couple on the side. This little edge here goes all the way around it. There's a couple of them up on this side, on the driver's side of it. There's two in the front. So anyway, I'm not too keen on taking videos with fuel everywhere, so just trying to show everybody what all this stuff looks like. And it's not very hard to do, you just need to do the work. This fuel tank was filled all the way to the top when I dropped it down. I did drop it down full. I took the hoses off and I jumped the fuel pump relay. I jumped it off so that I could just drain the fuel into some buckets right here on the side of the car till it wouldn't flow anymore. I'll show you what that relay looks like. So anytime you're working on fuel tanks, always keep a fan running. That keeps the fumes from building up. Okay. So on the passenger side, under the hood fuse box, we've got the fuel pump relay here. Just pop this little guy out. You have to put it out like that to get it off. Get rid of that. This is the relay right here. Pull that out. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to connect this terminal here. That's your full-time voltage there. You're going to want to connect that one with that one right there. that. Just touch it. And that'll turn the fuel pump on. You can drain all the fuel out. If your fuel pump is bad and that's why you're doing this, then you'll have to either take the fuel filler neck hose off and stick something. Well, even if you take the fuel filler neck hose off, I don't think you can do it through there because it has a reversion valve on there. You'll have to siphon it out. You'll have to siphon it out somehow, man. It's going to be a tough job getting that stuff out because everything has some type of implement on the inside to prevent something from going in there, a hose or whatever to go in there. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Anyway, I hope this helps somebody. Y'all have a good day.